Have you ever wondered how to make the perfect tomato sauce? Well, you're about to discover a foolproof method. The beauty of a good tomato sauce lies not just in its rich flavor, but also in its versatility. Whether you're a gourmet chef or an amateur gardener with a bounty of ripe tomatoes, this simple process is for you. Imagine the satisfaction of transforming your fresh harvest into a homemade sauce that's the star of every dish. So, ready to delve into the secret of making the perfect tomato sauce? Here we go! First things first, gather your ingredients. You'll be amazed at how few you need. Let's start with the star of the show, ripe tomatoes. The riper, the better. They lend a distinct, fresh sweetness to the sauce that's hard to beat. Next, we have garlic and onions, the classic duo that forms the flavor base of our sauce. A little olive oil to sauté them in, and we're golden. Then comes the seasoning, a simple combination of salt and pepper. Nothing too fancy, but just enough to bring out the natural flavors of the other ingredients. Now, if you're feeling adventurous, there are optional add-ins like basil or oregano. These herbs can add an extra layer of flavor that can really elevate your sauce to the next level. So that's it. A handful of ingredients, most of which you probably already have in your kitchen. Now that we have everything ready, it's time to start cooking. Time to bring out the chef in you. The cooking process is straightforward, so don't worry. First things first, let's sauté the garlic and onions. Heat up a touch of olive oil in a pan over medium heat. Toss in your finely chopped garlic and onions. You'll want to stir these around until they turn a beautiful golden color and fill your kitchen with a delightful aroma. Don't rush this step. Taking your time here builds a robust flavor foundation for our sauce. Next, it's time to introduce the star of the show, our ripe, juicy tomatoes. Add them to the pan. You can chop them up, or if you're feeling a bit adventurous, squeeze them in your hand for a rustic touch. Don't forget to include any juice they've left behind on the chopping board. That's pure, unadulterated tomato goodness we don't want to waste. Now, we add our seasonings. A sprinkle of salt, a grind of pepper, a pinch of sugar to balance the acidity of the tomatoes, and a handful of fresh basil leaves. If you're a fan of heat, feel free to throw in a dash of red pepper flakes. Mix everything together and let it simmer. Simmering is the secret to a great sauce. It's where the magic happens. The flavors meld together, creating a symphony of taste that's far greater than the sum of its parts. You'll want to let this simmer for at least an hour, stirring occasionally. Be patient, it's worth the wait. But how do you tell when your sauce is done? The sauce will darken slightly, and it'll become rich and thick. It will taste deep, sweet, and tangy. Adjust the seasonings to your taste. If it's too acidic, add a bit more sugar. If it's too sweet, a little more salt should balance it out. And voila, your tomato sauce is ready. But wait, there's one last step to make it even better. Every good chef knows it's the final touches that make a dish truly special. Now we've got our simmering tomato sauce right where we want it, but let's take it up a notch, shall we? One option is to give it a quick blend. This will give your sauce that smooth, velvety texture that's just irresistible. If you're a fan of rustic flavors, you might consider adding some fresh herbs. A handful of basil perhaps, or a sprinkle of oregano can bring a whole new dimension to the sauce. And don't forget, this is your last chance to adjust the seasonings. A pinch of salt, a dash of pepper, or even a hint of sugar can make all the difference. Now think about all the delicious dishes you can create with this sauce. It's perfect for a hearty pasta dish, or as a base for a homemade pizza. And there you have it, a perfect homemade tomato sauce. Now go ahead and add this to your culinary repertoire and impress your friends and family with your cooking skills.